how about this, Rich? Was I correct? You think that Anthony Davis, how this correlates, you're going to break it down for us. He could be defensive player of the year because you think that they're not done. The Lakers are not done. Why do you
No.
think that?
Because there's no way to honestly look at that roster with those two picks and think that you're going to waste a year of LeBron James. You're not going to. Like those picks, he didn't sign multi-year extensions. He's not going to just go through this entire year losing again for whatever. There's going to be a move at some point in time, right, before the season's over. There's going to. I don't think there's a basketball mind that doesn't think that. So I'm not saying anything new, but that's why I don't think they're done. So I can't judge them off of what I see right now because I don't think that this is going to be their team. If they, people were talking about the Miles Turner, Buddy Hield trade. If they get that, all of a sudden now Anthony Davis has the 5 next to him that he dreams about. That's very good defensively, and he gets to move to the 4. They both can like Miles Turner shoots threes. He's a stretch 5. Like he can knock down jumpers. He increases their shooting and their spacing. And then Buddy Hield increases their shooting and spacing. Miles Turner also increases their defense. But the Lakers, they feel like they might be able to get something better out of there if the first 20 games don't go well for the Nets. If first, there's some Draymond drama. Who knows what's going on in Phoenix? Like they feel like there's a couple of things out there that are floating that maybe a better deal can pop up. They're not going to allow it to get to the trade deadline. They're not going to allow it to get that far. But they're going to give it like 10, 15 games before they pull the trigger.
They, as in the Lakers, feel that there's something better out there. Could potentially.
It's easier.
That's why you haven't done it yet.
It's easier. So no team wants to be in the middle, especially not this year. Nobody, unless you're like Orlando or Detroit, where you have those young guys that like, this is my core.
Overachieved.
Overachieved, right? So, but all those teams that have, like, let's say the Wizards are underachieving. They're like, why would we want to be in the middle of the pack? Why not just be bad, trade those, get some more picks, and maybe rebuild? So teams that are in between are going to be like more willing to blow it up than we've ever seen before. And the Lakers are like, well, why don't you start early instead of waiting all that time? So they're like, we'll take that all-star off your hands. You take ours, probably sit them, and then here's some picks. And thank you for helping us out.
Yeah. So
interesting.
I just don't think that I don't think they're done. So it's hard to judge them off of this. And I hope that their energy just felt off last game, right? Oh. The last game, their energy felt off.
Well, just don't have
the Kings. Their last game, you're saying?
Yeah, their last game. Yeah, their last game, their energy felt off. Okay. Right? It's just
I just don't know what they are or what they like are trying to do. I feel like they're trying to piecemeal it, and they're being professional. But it's like each one of them has earned the respect to go, why is it not going through me? Or why am I not like the main guy? And then each of them is trying to like work with somebody else that sort of does what they do a little bit, right? It's like Russ needs the ball in his hand. Bron needs the ball in his hands. But Patrick Beverley needs the ball in his hands. Then AD needs to get the ball X amount of times. Like it's just so many things that just don't fit correctly. There's not enough elite role players for me that make sense. There needs to be guys that go like Dorian Finney-Smith. I'm going to get 5 shots, 4 of them are threes, and I'm going to play defense, and I'm going to be perfectly happy, and I'm going to give $90 million.
And to that point, obviously, when you're bringing in a new coaching staff and you're putting all of these guys together, just a handful of guys return, right? So you're trying to make everything fit, as you mentioned. For Russ specifically, how hard is that on a player when you're balancing that aspect and then obviously the narrative and the expectations and the constant eyeballs and what's being exposed due to social media and et cetera? What is it that you guys feel he is? I mean, is that even realistic for a player to be able to be successful in that?
No, this is not an environment for success for Russ, because
hell no.
And I say this and is like, there's certain ways, right? Like you can either just sit back and take it. You don't want to play me. You don't want to do this. Like that's not a great player's mentality. It's not Carmelo's. It's not his. It's not a great player's mentality to just to concede, right? It goes to the complete opposite of that. But also, like, he can't perform at a level that will make him you know what I'm saying? It's like you can't like perform. I can't like I don't know if he can physically play to a place that would make like the situation better. So it's like, okay, look, if he shoots 35% from 3 and he doesn't turn the ball over and he shoots, makes good decisions and blah, blah, blah. If he does that, then we're going to be fine. I don't know if he's capable of playing in this situation, in this team. I don't know if he's capable of doing that. So he can't even perform his way to be a positive situation. So, you're not going to sit back and take it, and you can't perform your way out of it. You're in the worst possible place. You're just like, what do you do?
Yeah.
It's just like, how good can a grilled piece of chicken get, right? It's just like, it's just grilled chicken with no seasoning. But like, you gotta put things around him. What I'm saying is this: the expectations are, what does he do, and how can he do it that will help this team affect winning? And nothing that he can do is what the Lakers need. Oh, do you need a point guard? Oh, sorry, LeBron. Do you need someone to attack the basket? Oh, LeBron and AD. Do you need emotional leader? Patrick Beverley. So do you need a rebounder? Oh, you have 3 7-footers. So like for me, it's like, what can he go, you guys need me? In reality, if you're just looking, not say other teams may need all of that. Like the Wizards needed all of that. And people were like, dude, we love Russ and we see it. At times, the Houston Rockets needed all of that. The Lakers, the acquisition of him, you're just like, oh, we didn't really need that. Like you bought that extra sweater and it's 9 degrees outside. You're like, I didn't really need that. Maybe later I might need it. But it just to me, just didn't work. It's just not the right place. Put him on a team that's going to look at him and rely on him to win 41 games, not on a team with 2 other All-Stars who do need and demand the ball and who are younger. Well, AD's younger. And then you're like, maybe we don't need that. And then he gets exposed. And he's trying his hardest, but all of a sudden he turned into a jump shooter. It's like, God, poor guy.
Well, he doesn't have the athleticism to get past and finish the same way, which is not a bad thing. It's a natural basketball decline.
There's
it's
also no spacing, Richard. It's
yeah,
not like,
that's what I'm saying. They don't have shooting. Yeah, he doesn't even have the spacing around him that he needs to work. He needs shooting right around him. So it's like,
for sure.
Yeah, there's nothing there.
That can't be fun. It can't be fun because even if he had 40, they're gonna clip him throwing that bitch off the backboard one time, and then that's what's going to be. So they don't even. It sucks. It sucks. And listen, he is a pro.
And Al, you've been in crypto.com arena when like he starts the game and like if he misses one jump shot, you can hear the air leave the room. Like and you're like
every single move he makes.
Yes.
Every single move. And
single
to be honest,
move.
I don't think it's always fair to him.
It's not
kind
fair.
of as you
No, it's
mentioned.
definitely
Kind
not
of as
fair.
you mentioned, we are sitting here because we are meant as broadcasters to not criticize, but discuss, break down the numbers. And instead, it's been taken to a whole nother degree that I believe is unfair for him. And so obviously you'll see this all come to fruition, whether he's on the team or not, as things tip off very soon. So that's something
I will say that it is unfair, but he has also contributed to this environment. Like I don't want to turn him into like this victim. Like he's contributed to this, but the amount that it is unfair.
Right. He's not going to back down. So the more that he does this,
and
the more it escalates.
Back down.
He's not backing down from shit. And so he's like, man, fuck y'all. And they're like, well, fuck you. Hey, what's your name? Herbert. Fuck you, Herbert.
Fuck you, Herbert.
That dog commercial? I love that.